Hi, I'm Jason McAteer and you're watching the Redmen TV.
We haven't talked about it yet, and we have to, because it'd be really unfair not to. Chris, we'll come to you first, because I know you've kind of gone the other way on him over the years, but Joe Allen, absolutely
It's incredible. Again, just as I talked about on my Match Action show, that one ball where he pings it like a driver in golf through, and you're just like, where the fuck did that come from, mate? Because I've not seen that, and it's the vision for it as well, though, and the confidence that he's got to hit that pass. And again, he's somebody that I mentioned at the top of the show. He's somebody that always, for me, looks better in a three-man midfield and not a two-man midfield. I think he gets overrun in two-man midfields, and but his work rate yesterday was just through the roof, and he was supporting on the right hand side in the attacking sense and getting himself wide and creating overlaps and stuff. And you're like, where's this bit? Are you in the shop window? What's going on here? I mean, because that was the talk pre-match.
Yeah.
And the fact that I think that he was taken off says that he's probably going to start against Exeter and probably maybe lead the midfield against Exeter.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because he surprised everyone. Let's be fair, Dad.
He played really well, and it's to the point that when he was taken off, I thought,
yeah.
why is he taking him off?
Yeah.
And that's how well he played, really, which is good. I mean, if we can get performances like that out of him, then tremendous.
He's he proves himself a fine squad.
And when you think about the injuries we picked up, how good is it that we've got someone like him to come in and play like that?
That's what you need. You need a player who can come in that might not get to play every week, but you've got injuries, you've got cup games, you've got stuff going on. And in the past, I think that's been one of his problems. When he's not played for a couple of games and he comes in, it kind of takes him a game to be ready to play. Plays the second game well, and then he's injured by the third or whatever. And that's what kept happening. So for him to come straight in out the cold that, really.
Yeah, if he's going to be a squad option, those are the performances he needs to put in. But the problem is he's been getting his games, and he's not
passed them by,
not really doing anything. But I think you're right. I think that midfield was very, very interesting because, obviously initially anyway, because I thought that was Emre Can's best game as well, or one of his best games. I think he's been pretty, looking back on a run of games now since he's been at Klopp, I think he's been quite consistent. I don't think he's had loads of I don't think he's had any real, really, really shockingly bad games, but I don't think he's really had any amazing 9 or 10
I think he's blotted a lot of good games by some stupid stuff, stupid fouls or whatever, giving the ball away, or bad passing. But last night he didn't seem to do anything wrong. He was full of energy, he was driving forward all the time.
But I think it was telling he was playing more advanced.
He looked like they couldn't get the ball off him, as well, which is always a nice thing.
Yeah. But I think that's where he looks his best, because I think a game in a two-man defensive midfield, he has to be more restrained, and I think he's fine. But it was just great seeing him again, just what we like from him, striding forward, looking to support the attack. I thought him and Joe Allen actually as an axis in that worked.
I'd like him to do what he did against Chelsea last season when he came forward and had a shot, was deflected in. But I mean, he really should be adding goals now to his game.
That's what we're missing. We're missing goals from midfield. It's simple. I think Chan and Allen are quite similar in the sense that neither of them I would class as out and out defensive midfielders. Yeah. They can do that kind of thing if you have to, and they can do that within a game. And I think having them, that's another thing, to have those two in the side at the same time is interesting, because one can help cover a little bit more while the other one ventures forward.
There's mobility there.
Yeah. And Allen is probably a better player than he thinks he is. Yeah. He's probably a better player than we think he is. But unless you actually believe in yourself, you're not going to do the things like he did last night. But that was deliberate. That setting up that goal, that wasn't a fluke or anything like that. It wasn't a miss. He set that goal up in a. If that had been Xavi. Yeah, you know what I mean? Everyone had been raving on about it. I'm going to say Xavi now. You should never say that when you're talking about Joe Allen, should you?
It's Pirlo now,
Spanish Allen.
Yeah.
It's Pirlo now.
Yeah, he is. He's Pirlo-esque.
Short Pirlo.
the pocket-sized Pirlo. Yeah. But I think the only note of caution on it, again, I think old school Stoke, he probably just gets bullied out of that game, and I think it's telling that if he'll probably be good in midfields where you're playing against other footballing sides. When you're playing against a bunch of brutes, he doesn't have the strength, but he was able to do what he's good at. You know what I mean? He was able to be on the ball. He's able to influence. He's able to be like have that dogged side of it where he goes in and wins the ball back as well, which he is very, very good at. But you know, you can't do that against guys who are 6'4" and
luckily the league's changed to suit him a little bit more. There's not as many of those bullish teams anymore in the league.
Or rather, we've played most of them already now in the last month. We're not going to play them for a few weeks, if nothing else, and hopefully we'll have more players back by that point. But
the thing is, though, if you can come and slot in after you've not played for a few games, then you can be used as a rotation, you know, in a rotation. Then so Klopp can say, right, he's not going to be all good against these lot. They're going to bully him out of it, so I'll save him. I'll use him in the next game. Yeah. But you've got to be able to come in that next game and not play like you've been out for months. You've got to play straight away.
Well, I think this is like the centre forward situation, isn't it? Is that we're not going to have one team and one way of playing football at the minute because we just don't have those world class world beaters in there that can play, that are brilliant against everyone. And you know, like I said before, there's going to be more horses for courses where we kind of say, yeah, this game will suit Benteke, this game will suit Firmino, this game will suit Alan, this game will suit whomever. But that's great, you know, it's fantastic, and that's what you need from games and players like that. Like I said earlier, because you just need someone to come in and go, I'm going to stake a place. I'm going to make a stake for a place in this team, and you know, fucking good on you, because someone needs to. Frankly, someone needs to start doing it. Otherwise, you know, we are going to face a position where there's probably like all of a sudden there's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players who are going to have to be moved out. Players like Alan, I think he'll go anyway. But it's nice to see players like that, the fringe players, coming in and doing what they're supposed to be doing, because he's not shit. Paid a good money for him. He's a good Premier League midfielder.
No, I think you're right. I think he is a good midfielder. He's not played well for us over the course of his time with us and stuff. And I think you're right as well. I think he will be moved on, whether it's the summer or maybe if there was plans for him to move on in January. Looking at the injuries now, I'd say it's probably best to keep him until the summer anyway. And
be interesting because again, you get one or two things. I think about Xabi Alonso's last season with Liverpool when he clearly knew he was going at the end, and we got probably the best season we ever had out of him. You know, it could be perceived one way or the other, couldn't it? That he could be thinking, well, I've kind of got nothing to lose here, no pressure because I know I'm leaving this month anyway. Because I mean, at time of film, we still don't know what's going on with Grujic. Whether we're actually sending him back on loan, or there's rumours that we were going to keep him, whatever. If we were going to keep him, then it would make sense that Alan might be moved on as a result. But
his contract must be coming towards, like, I'm guessing, but I would imagine by the summer he's into his last year.
Probably.
Thinking of when he signed. I don't seem to remember him getting an extended contract.
Handed him a sneaky bumper one before he left. There you go, my son. Get the mortgage paid off.
Oh, he was sensational, and I actually disagree with you about Old Stoke beating us, because I don't think Barcelona or Madrid could have beaten us with Colo and Inter playing like they did yesterday. They were fucking superb.